Call to order the City Council meeting for May 4th, 2022, 6:07 p.m. Madam, roll call.
Mayor Ronnie Felder.
Here.
He
Here.
said here.
Chairperson Kashamba Miller Anderson.
Present.
Chair Pro Tem Shirley Lanier. Councilperson Troderick McCoy.
Here.
Councilperson Julia Botel.
Here.
Councilperson Douglas Lawson.
Here.
City Manager Jonathan Evans.
Present.
City Clerk Claudine Anthony is present. City Attorney Don Wynn. Here. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, we'll have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman McCoy.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any additions, deletions, or substitutions?
Yes, Madam Chair. Staff would like for item 10D to be moved immediately following item 5B, so we can take those items in sequential order because they are related.
You said 10D to 5?
To move immediately after 5B.
Okay. All right, anything else? 10D. All right, do we have any disclosures by council?
Madam Chair, we have some other ones that the clerks could also announce as well.
Go ahead.
Madam Chair, members of the board, item number 5A, although indicated deleted, is a postponed item until the first meeting in July. In addition, we had two items that were added late as indicated on the agenda. Item number 10A, resolution number 066-22 concerning the security plan, and item 10E, resolution 63-22 concerning Alpha Wrecking Group of Florida. That is all that I have, Madam Chair.
All right. Any disclosures by council?
No.
Have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Councilperson McCoy?
Yes.
Councilperson Botel?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Councilperson Lawson?
Yes.
Chair Miller Anderson?
Yes. Let the record reflect Councilwoman Shirley Lanier is on the dais. All right. Consent agenda. All matters listed under this item are considered to be routine and action will be taken by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council person so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Do we have anyone that would like to remove an item? All right. Do we have any public comment cards for consent?
There are no public comment cards on the consent agenda.
All right. Do we have a motion to?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
So,
All right.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Councilperson Botel?
Yes.
Councilperson Lawson?
Yes.
Councilperson McCoy?
yes.
Pro Tem Lanier?
Yes.
Chair Miller Anderson?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right. That's the end of the consent agenda. Item number 5A. B.
Madam Chair, 5A has been postponed. We're down to 5B.
5B.
Presentation of Fire Department career sponsorship.
All right. Mr. Evans?
Madam Chair and members of the board, if I can have Fire Chief John Curd make this presentation along with command staff.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening, Council, Chair, Mayor, Mr. Evans. I come before you tonight with some great news. Very exciting things are happening here in Riviera Beach. We are proud of the direction that Council has led us on, and we hope that tonight you will see the impacts of what it is you've charged the fire department with doing and what we were able to accomplish. If you all recall, last year we had conversation about looking at opportunities to recruit and retain individuals from within our community and offer them opportunities for careers in the fire service. We talked about diversity. We had a good, long, hearty conversation. And after that meeting, we went to work. My staff, Assistant Chief Golden, Assistant Chief Johnson, started reaching out to all of our counterparts throughout the county, and we wanted to figure out how to make this work. What we were unable to do is find anybody in the county who was doing anything like this. So we basically had to invent the wheel as it relates to this program. So what we did is we started fostering our relationships. Councilwoman Lanier, I know Ms. Jacobs, Dr. Robinson from the school board, and several others met with me and the administrative staff and the fire coordinators at Palm Beach Lakes High School. We quickly realized that there was a tremendous opportunity to support that program, and without hesitation, I committed our support to continue to support a program that's providing career opportunities for individuals entering into high school who want a career in the fire service. We also started looking at not just the school board and what they're doing, but what are we doing already here in Riviera Beach? And I realized Ms. Valerie Grimsley's YEP program has sent individuals to intern over the summer with the fire department as well. So we wanted to make sure that we were supporting what it is we're doing here in Riviera Beach, but yet look at those partnerships around us. So the first piece of the puzzle was resolved. We understood where the individuals were being trained, where they were coming from. We identified individuals that lived within the city of Riviera Beach, but then there was subsequent schooling that was involved. So we reached out to some of our other partners, Palm Beach State College, and they'll be up here in just a few minutes, and their partnership is basically full support of Riviera Beach's program to get these two young men through Fire Academy and put them on a career path towards being a career firefighter here with the city of Riviera Beach. Without further ado, and I could talk about this, I've been talking about it for months. I can stay up here for about 2 hours, but I'm sure y'all want me to move along. The first individual that I want to talk about today is Mr. Torrance Oates. Mr. Torrance Oates was born and raised here in Riviera Beach. He's been a part of Valerie's YEP program since 2016. He interned at the fire department with us in 2021. Prior to that, he had wanted to intern, but we had some COVID. We don't say the C word. COVID issues that got in the way of that. He is a graduate of Suncoast High School, graduated with a 3.2 GPA, and we had left such an impression with him at the fire department that he's actually began to pursue a career in the fire service all on his own. So we are now going to pick up the baton where he left off and continue to assist him in his endeavors. So the first scholarship or sponsorship that I would like to present is to Mr. Torrance Oates.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, City Manager Evans, and community. My name is Torrance Oates Jr. I stand here tonight as one of the 2 recipients of the City of Riviera Beach Fire Rescue Mentees. I also stand here tonight being afforded one of the greatest opportunities of my life, a scholarship award to fire school, an amazing pathway into a career with the City of Riviera Beach Fire Department. I am humble and proud to accept this scholarship. But I didn't get here without standing on the backs of community giants that have paved the way for me and other youth and young adults. I stand here tonight thanking those giants that didn't allow me to fall and encourage them to keep standing even when we young people can't see our way. So I want to give a special thank you to Ms. Valerie Grimsley at Youth Empowerment, Fire Chief Kurt, Assistant Chief Golden, Battalion Chief Vol Davis, Eugene Span at Career Source Palm Beach County for assisting me in achieving my EMT certification, and my family and friends. Finally, I would like to thank you, the City Council, Mayor, and City Manager, for seeing the need in our community to provide this opportunity. I want to be part of the solution in this community, and this scholarship affords me that chance. Thank you.
Our next recipient, Mr. Jermaine Hardy. Mr. Jermaine Hardy, again, born and raised here in Riviera Beach. He comes with quite a resume here. So, Palm Beach Lakes High School graduate with a 3.4 GPA. He's also, very nice. He is also one of the first 4-year fire graduates out of Palm Beach Lakes High School fire program from the city of Riviera Beach. He's also on the football team at Palm Beach Lakes High School. He was also on the volleyball team and captain of the volleyball team at Palm Beach Lakes High School. And he was homecoming king for Palm Beach Lakes High School. So with no further ado, I'd like to present this next sponsorship award to Mr. Jermaine Hardy. Mr. Hardy, mic is yours.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jermaine Brandon Hardy Jr. To start off, I would like to thank God, because without Him, none of this would be possible. I next want to thank my village, grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins, my supportive sister Tracy, who is a huge inspiration, following her dreams as a third-year college student. My little bro Trey, who is the top 5 in his class, a.k.a. Mr. PBL. Yes. And friends who I call my brothers, D-Boy. Love you, boy. Also, to all my instructors, and Mr. Martinez, lead instructor, Instructor Clemens, who has pushed me and my peers to strive for more, but nothing but greatness, as well as Instructor Davis, who knew I had potential to be an amazing firefighter from day one. Another thank you to my other instructors at Palm Beach State College and Palm Beach Lakes High School, and more importantly, my parents, Jermaine Hardy Sr. and Mr. Neil Sawyer Hardy, a.k.a. Big Texas. Thank you for all the love every step of the way. With no support, this wouldn't be as great. To my parents, thank you for making me stronger than ever, for loving and supporting me through this journey. I would also like to thank my girlfriend, Leah, not being a girlfriend, but being there for me at every given time, as well as her mother. I would also like to thank Chief Curd, Assistant Chief Keith Golden, for this opportunity, as well as giving me the ins and outs on the fire department. Last but not least, I would like to thank the City of Riviera Beach Fire Department for giving me this amazing opportunity. Day in and day out, I have dreamed about starting my career. I would not want to do it any other way. To be able to work hard and have others notice me makes me feel proud. I am truly blessed to have been given multiple opportunities to fulfill my dreams, as all thanks to my family and support system. I would also like to congratulate Mr. Oaks on his major opportunity. I will be willing. I look forward to this opportunity with being with the best of the best, the Riviera Beach Fire Department, and I will not let you all down. Again, thank you all.
Council, again, thank you for bringing to light what we can do, and we got it done. But this couldn't have been done without a lot of people. I'd like to bring a few people up just for some quick words. This really took a tremendous effort. I'd like to call up Senator Bobby Powell. I'd like to call up representatives from Palm Beach Lakes High School, Palm Beach State College, and Ms. Grimsley, if you're here, I'd like to have you come on up as well. The support from the individuals that are behind me, of course, it starts here with you all, council, but these individuals believe in your vision, they believed in what we were trying to do, and they made it happen. So, Senator Powell.
Thank you, Chief Curd. And of course, you all know I was here earlier, supposed to be here for an update, but this is the update. Chief Curd had given me a call and a text message maybe a month and a half ago with regard to this program and the scholarship that these gentlemen will be getting here tonight. And when we talk about equity, diversity, and inclusion, I'm up in Tallahassee where these are things that are trying to be erased. But when we talk about our firefighters within Palm Beach County, here in the city of Riviera Beach, and throughout the county and the state as a whole, diversity is something that's been lacking. And Chief Kerr, you and your team have taken this issue on head on. And it's really, really important, but it's also very impressive. So congratulations to both Mr. Oates and Mr. Hardy on your path and your success. But I'll also leave you this, life and death abide in the power of the tongue. And also, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, but we also need that village who is behind us. And I'm so impressed with each and every one of you who are up here tonight, and each and every one of you who are in that audience supporting these two young men, because without you, they couldn't be here today. But with you, not only will they be successful in their endeavors to become firefighters, but they'll be successful in every other thing that they do. None of us can get here by ourselves. So thank y'all for the support that y'all give them. And give yourselves and these young men a round of applause, as well as you all, the city of Riviera Beach. Thank you for this opportunity.
I would now like to bring up Palm Beach State College Principal Alfonso.
Good evening, everyone. So first of all, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Palm Beach Lakes Community High School, I just want to say thank you. And more importantly, thank you for believing in our students. I just have to say that. Jermaine, and I don't know Mr. Oates, but you're fine gentlemen, and I know you're going to do great. But I got to tell you, Jermaine is the best of the best. Okay? And at Palm Beach Lakes High School, he truly excelled. And he started this program when we first started the program. And he is part of our first graduating class. And so let me make this very clear. Yep, give him a big round of applause on that. But I just want to say this to the city. Now, this is the first of many. Because at Palm Beach Lakes Community High School, we always make success unavoidable. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for helping us be able to do that. And I guarantee you this. These two gentlemen are going to be an incredible addition to your fire department. So thank you. And I also want to say thank you to Palm Beach State. So Palm Beach State for doing such a great job working with us. And another big shout out, I don't think she's here tonight. I don't see her, but to Dr. Robinson. Dr. Robinson, who's our school board member, trust me, it took us a lot of sweat and tears to make sure that we could get this fire academy that is exclusive to Palm Beach Lakes, that's exclusive to the students that go to Palm Beach Lakes. Nobody else can choose to go in it. It's only for our students. And so I just want to do a big shout out to her as well. So let's give her a big round of applause as well, everybody. And again, to our honorees, let's give them another big round of applause. Good job, guys.
I'd next like to have Ms. Valerie Grimsley come up and say a few words.
Good evening. I'm going to lend my time to Eugene Spann from CareerSource. CareerSource actually stepped up and paid for Torrance's EMT certification, which he'll be graduating with in another week. So.
One of our founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson, quoted, "What we learn to do, we learn by doing." Dr. King told us that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. And I don't know about you, but I'm delighted anytime that we get young men, especially from the city of Riviera Beach, hello somebody, that have an opportunity to be able to see as well as do something outside of the norm. So I'm excited about the city of Riviera Beach, this council. I'm super excited about my employer, CareerSource of Palm Beach County. These are tax dollars at work. We owe dollars at work. And any young person that is in need, any young person that wants to do something outside the box, allow me to be your conduit. Eugene Elton Spann Jr., Senior Trainer, CareerSource of Palm Beach County. Holla at your boy, I'm out of here. Peace.
I'd like to thank both of those programs for getting these kids started, but I now want to turn the mic over to the group that's going to get them across the finish line. This is David Hamill and Miss Barbara Cipriano from Palm Beach State College.
And we have Matt Keeler. Good evening. I'm very honored to be here and to be part of this wonderful project. I know Councilman Botel, we've worked in the past, but this is something that is a model program for us. We've been working with the schools on Fire Academy, but the end product, what we really want is go through that education, come to the institution, to the college, and then at the end, have a job waiting. That's the key. Without that, we can't close that circle. So we are just so pleased that Chief Kurtz stood up and said, I'm going to be the first one to do that, to commit jobs for these two recruits. So we are so honored to have this happen tonight here. And I have two of my directors here. I have Matt Keeler, he's the EMS director, and I have Dave Hamill, the fire director, and they're just going to say a couple words because both of those work together in order to be firefighters. You have to be an EMT to become a firefighter. So who wants to go first?
Good evening. Thank you all for having us here. If I could just echo what Barb just said. This is a very important moment in our industry. This type of collaboration and teamwork and this model for hiring someone from the community and educating them and employing them in their community does not exist in our industry. The college has been working with the school district for years, actually, to create this model. And again, Chief Kurt, after a couple of conversations that we had, decided to pick up the challenge and make this happen. So I hope these young men understand the gravity of what's happening, because this doesn't just impact them. We're hoping that this impacts our industry and our community in South Florida. So thank you again for having us here.
I won't harp on what everyone else said. I do want to just commend these two young men for devoting their lives to a career of service, which is essentially what we all in the fire service has done. I'm a third-generation firefighter, and I remember vividly when I was their age watching my grandfather and father do this career. So to them, I commend you for your commitment to service, but I also challenge you, as this is not an easy profession. It does take a special person to get into this career, and everything we've seen so far is showing us that they have what it takes. So we look forward to working with them and training them to the absolute highest standards to serve the citizens and the communities of Riviera Beach. So thank you very much. And one last thing, I apologize. So we had a meeting today, myself, Dean Cipriano, with our administration, and we are in the process of fully funding their schooling from start to finish.
Council, again, I'd like to thank you for everything that you've done. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge some special guests in the back. I got Fire Chief Pat Kennedy from Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, and we have Assistant Chief Dave Woodside, former Riviera Beach firefighter, now with Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. But again, thank you. We won't take any more of your time. We are blessed and honored to be here today.
They want to get a picture, I think, with all of you. Okay. Well, no, I was trying to get you for Nicole. She was trying to get you all. Oh, you want us to? Okay. All right. Yeah. They want the council?
Yeah. Oh, you want to take a picture? Oh, the pictures.
10D?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, we have public comment cards on this item?
We do.
Okay, go ahead. And then we'll come back to the board for comments. We'll give them a couple minutes to exit, and then we'll go to public comment cards for this item. You want to go ahead and at least call the names so that they know they're going to be coming up?
Madam Chair, members of the board, the acceptance of public comment cards on this item is now closed. Corey Smith.
Mr. Smith, are you coming? You can come on up.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening, council members, Chairwoman Miller Anderson, Chair Pro Tem Lanier, City Attorney, City Manager, board members, the public. My name is Corey Smith. I'm a proud resident, lifelong resident here in Riviera Beach. And as most of you know, I'm a candidate for school board, Palm Beach County, District 7. Since I spent a part of my professional career teaching in an alternative school and then later as an attorney for the school district, I'm well aware of how difficult it is to cut through bureaucratic tape to make something happen in a huge educational system. It takes committed individuals to work past those obstacles. And that's why I'm here to applaud what just happened here with the Fire Academy at Palm Beach Lakes High in their first graduating class. Coincidentally, I'm a member of the first graduating class out of Palm Beach Lakes 33 years ago. Brother Alvin, I see him over there. He was about a year or two behind us. And I saw Assistant Battalion Chief Vol Davis. He's also a member of the class of '89. So to see those two young men, and I wish they were still here because I wanted to give them some kudos, to see them here 33 years later partaking in a program that was envisioned by so many people coming together and working together to make this happen was really heartwarming. And it's really something that we can all look to and be proud of, especially in our city. It is especially a good time in the day as today is International Firefighters Day, if y'all didn't know that. So I think that might have been intentional, but it's a really good coincidence if it wasn't. Some of the people that deserve kudos, in addition to those that you see here who aren't here, Commissioner Mac Bernard and County Administrator Virginia Baker. They were behind the scenes. Also, within the school district, Director of Choice and Career Options, Dr. Geraldine Johnson, and you already met the Fire Academy instructors from Palm Beach State, and the visionary principal of Palm Beach Lakes High, Mr. Dave Alfonso. He just left. And I also understand that Councilwoman Shirley Lanier and Fire Chief John Curd had a lot to do with this too, so I have to applaud you all for doing that and do it publicly, and also for visiting the Fire Academy and creating the pathway for this city, my city, the one that I know and love, to benefit from this outstanding program. So I want to thank you all for approving 5B, and also thank you for the donation of the fire truck that you are putting forward at Palm Beach Lakes High. So let's continue to work together. You know, my support will definitely be to continue this program and to expand it in any way as necessary. I also know of other people whose kids benefit from this program, including EMTs that come back and teach at Palm Beach Lakes High and assist, and they get the benefit of the reward from coming back to a school that even if they didn't go there, they know some of the kids, some of the parents, and they get the reward of helping out and chipping into their enrichment. So thank you all, kudos, and I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, we will now take item 10D.
Well, hold on. So that was the end of public comments?
Yes.
Okay. Did the council want to make any comments for the item we just completed?
I just want to quickly just give a shout out to Dr. Deborah Robertson and the school board, because she was the one, about a year ago, I asked Chief Curd to start working on some diversity programs, and this is what they came up with, which is an excellent program, and we hope to see 20 gentlemen here the next time we have this ceremony. So thanks out to Chief Curd and to Deborah Robinson, the school board.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I also want to thank Chief Kerr. This is an outstanding program, and everybody else who's involved with it, including the principal and everyone else, and Valerie. I'm really excited about it. I'm also excited about the future projects that we're going to do with Palm Beach State College using the contribution from Kaufman Lynn. That's going to open up even more avenues for kids in our community, so thanks.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
just want to offer my absolute respect to Chief Gerd, Fire Department, for seeing the vision, moving forward with it, and accomplishing it. So just want to say thank you. One thing that our speaker said tonight is this model doesn't exist. So this is a monumentous occasion in the city of Riviera Beach, and I'm just honored that we could all be a part of this, because the engagement from our residents tonight and to see all of the family and the village that's around these two young men shows that there's a commitment to the city of Riviera Beach. Senator Powell said tonight that they're trying to destroy and divide the equity and equality in our country, in our state. And we as electeds, we as leaders of this community, we're not going to allow for that. So I just wanted to thank this council, because the work that you guys did to actually bringing this to the city is going to show for generations to come. And hopefully we can have generation after generation after generation of young men that have come from the city that live, work, and play. So Chief Kurt, thank you, and colleagues, thank you as well.
All right. Anyone else?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I also want to give kudos out to our fire chief and just staff and this board for their direction and vision. And also I want to thank the young men. I have a quote, a saying, is there anything good come out of Riviera Beach? We witnessed it tonight. And so I give you guys honor. You guys are examples for the next generation coming up, that it doesn't matter where you're from. It's where your heart is and the work you put in, you could achieve anything. So you are inspiration. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Chief Kurt, Chief Golden, okay. Thank you. I think I shared that with you yesterday. I think it's a great program, long time coming, and I think I share my concerns with you, and I think you guys are going to do great. I didn't know that it was funded by Palm Beach State. I know we have some other emoluments on our side, so that's great, and I mean, I don't think you can ask for anything better. I mean, this is a great start, and I think a great pilot program for us to kick off. We just got to keep it going, keep people engaged. So again, thank you, Palm Beach State, as well as our partners from Career Sources, and also Ms. Grimsley, where you are. I think she may have left, but thank you. Great program.
And I just want to echo the sentiments of my colleagues. It really speaks to the young men and their family, because at 18, I don't know if I was committed. I changed my career maybe 2 or 3 different times between then and now. But it really shows your maturity level and the fact that you knew what you wanted to do and you're sticking with it. And so that I really commend you on that. And again, just want to thank everyone that was involved. I know that program at Palm Beach Lakes and Mr. Alfonso, he's doing an outstanding job over there. That program was a vision, as you say, some time ago, but it came to fruition, and it's really paying off. And I hope at some point we can have that at many schools and many different careers, because it will make a difference in the lives of our community, of the children and the adults as they get older. So thank you all for all of what you've done to make this happen. And it's things like this that makes me very happy to be up here on the dais. We have different activities that take place, different decisions that we have to make, but it's one like this that I certainly am glad to be a part of. So thank you all for everything that you've done to make this happen, and to the families and the students. Thank you. I guess we're ready to go on and do some proclamations now.
Madam Chair,
10D?
members of the board.
10D.
We're on to 10D. Yeah. Resolution number 054-22, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Riviera Beach, Palm Beach County, Florida, authorizing the donation of a 2006 Pierce fire engine with an estimated value of approximately $25,000 to Palm Beach County School District on behalf of Palm Beach Lakes High School Fire Program, and provide an effective date. Madam Chair, members of the board, we do not have public comment cards on this item. The acceptance of public comment cards on this item is now closed.
All right. We have a second?
Second.
All right. Mr. Evans?
Madam Chair and members of the board, if I can have Fire Chief John Kerr make this presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Evans, and again, good evening, Council. So this was part of what our vision is in supporting this program that also serves directly and indirectly our community and those individuals from within and around our community. When we took a visit over there, and Councilwoman Lanier, you were there, we looked at some of their equipment, and I commend you. You do a lot with a little. You do a tremendous job, and I wanted to find ways to support that program. We've been able to provide them with some bunker gear that has reached its end of life with us, but still useful for them. And now we're at a 2006 Pierce fire engine that has reached its end of life, service life, for emergency services, but it is still extremely useful and beneficial for the individuals in this program. And instead of them pumping off of a 1970 something, I would like them to at least be able to practice on a truck that was built in this century. So instead of us just giving it away or putting it up on the auction block, I think there is no better way to support this program than by donating this piece of equipment.
All right.
Madam Chair and members of the board, obviously we need official action from the board to effectuate the transfer of this asset. So staff is recommending approval of the item that's before you this evening. But certainly one thing that I do want to state to the community and to the persons in attendance here is that programs like what you've seen just happen because of the board giving staff the flexibility, the autonomy, and the trust and confidence that you set the course and then we execute as personnel. And so when the board said this is something that we want to do, and I can't tell you how many countless meetings we had with then Chair Lanier related to the fire service. I thought she wanted to be a firefighter. She was so passionate about it. But certainly these things happen because of the commitment from the elected officials and the trust in staff. And I do want to also say, as a sibling of a firefighter that's a female, ladies, the call's out there, and so please make sure that you're in the next class of persons that are Riviera Beach firefighters. So at this time, staff is recommending of the approval of the item that's before you that would effectuate the transfer of the vehicle to Palm Beach Lakes High School.
All right. Any questions or comments from the board? Madam Clerk?
Councilperson McCoy?
Yes.
Councilperson Botel?
Yes.
Councilperson Lawson?
Yes.
Pro Tem Lanier?
Yes.
Chair Miller Anderson?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right.
That's the only spare we have.
Okay, yes.
I
don't think I could lose this key. I just want to say to just to the city of Riviera Beach, to all of our council members, Chief Curd, thank you so much. He is right. The fire truck that we've been working on is, I think it is 19. I like it because it was 1970. That's when I was born. 51 years old. And now we have something, like you said, that is really going to take our program to the next level. But you know what's even more important than getting and I love this, and I love getting that, but it's really the support. Chief Curd is there. Council members have been at our school. I invite everyone to Palm Beach Lakes Community High School. Come out and see what we do. Come out and see our kids. We have I think the best slice of Riviera Beach that comes to Palm Beach Lakes High School, and I can tell you great things come from that slice. So we really want you guys to be a part of Lakes, and we have a thing on this one, and Jermaine, you would be able to say, what is it, Lakes on? Lakes on top. That's right, man, Lakes on top. Am I right? Oh, okay, we go, all right, yeah, there you go. So again, I just want to say thank you so very much, and I invite you to our school. That way you can see your contribution, your engine, but not even that. See the impressive talent and the great kids that we have. And they're going to make you proud. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Curd. Oh, and I do want to say something. Instructor Clemens, come on over here. Do you want to say a few words? No? All right. So Instructor Clemens is also there. She has been there from the very start And I just think it's just neat when we have a partnership that just can really help students. It's just neat to see when all agencies, from the state college to the school board to the city to the county, that when we all work together, just what great things we can do. So I'm very thankful, and I hope you guys will be very proud also of what we do here at Palm Beach Lakes. Thank you again.
I would just like to call up Val Davis, Battalion Chief. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk here in Riviera Beach. He also works as an instructor in the program. Tim Alvin, graduate, come on up. Golden Johnson, come on, you guys were a big part of this. And my firefighters in the back, I need y'all up here. You guys have been working on washing and waxing this truck and getting it ready to go. I'd be remiss to not have you all up here and the work that you put in to make this happen too.
And Chief Curd, we have a gentleman in the back that was instrumental to a lot of the forward progress that we're making here in Riviera Beach in the fire service. If we could have Assistant County Administrator Reginald Duran come join us up here as well.
How you doing? Good?
Got my purse on the floor. Put my purse on the floor. I don't play it.
You one of those? Back in the day?
What?
On Sweet Pea?
What?
All right, we're ready for 5C.
Proclamation declaring the week of May 15th to May 22nd, 2022 as Water Reuse Week. Madam Chair, members of the board, we do not have public comment cards on this item. The acceptance of public comment cards on this item is now closed.
All right, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, declaring the week of May 15, 2022 as Florida Water Reuse Week. Whereas safe, clean, and sustainable water resources are essential to Florida's environment, economy, citizens, and visitors. And whereas although Florida's water suppliers are finite, the state's population and need for the resources continue to increase. And whereas water reuse provides means for conserving and augmenting Florida's precious water resources and the key to the state's sustainable water future. And whereas Florida has established the encouragement and promotion of water reuse as a state objective in chapters 373 and 403 Florida statutes. And whereas Florida's permitted reuse capacity is more than 1.8 billion gallons per day, approximately 70% of Florida's total permitted capacity for all domestic treatment facilities. And whereas Florida has risen to be the national leader in water reuse, reusing nearly 820 million gallons of reclaimed water per day to conserve freshwater supplies and recharge our freshwater resources. And whereas many typically a dry month when water demands are high is a good time to educate residents on how they can help save Florida's precious water resources through water reuse. And whereas the City of Riviera Beach, Florida has joined with the Water Reuse Florida, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, and the Utility District, Special District Water in encouraging and promoting water reuse and conservation. Now, therefore, it is finally resolved that I, Ronnie F. Elder, Mayor of the City of Riviera Beach and Palm Beach County, by the power vested in me by the residents of Riviera Beach, do hereby proclaim the week of May 15th through 2022 as Florida Water Reuse Week. In the witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the City of Riviera Beach to be affixed on the 4th day of May 2022 AD.
All right. Item 5D.
Proclamation declaring the month of May as Hepatitis Awareness Month. Madam Chair, members of the board, we do not have public comment cards on this item. The acceptance of public comment cards on this item is now closed.
All right, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, proclamation declaring Hepatitis Awareness Month, whereas millions of Americans are impacted by the hepatitis A virus, HAV, hepatitis B, HBV, and hepatitis C virus, HCV, which causes infection of the liver, and whereas it is estimated 806 new cases of HTC is reported in the Florida 2019 to increase to over 50% from 2018, and approximately 2 out of every 100,000 are living with HBT in Palm Beach County. And whereas greater than half of the people living in the viral hepatitis are unaware they are infected, therefore increasing their risk of severe health problems such as cirrhosis, liver cancer, liver transplant, and death. And whereas hepatitis B and C can be prevented by access to clean syringes and early detection, hepatitis B can be treated, and hepatitis C can be cured, therefore saving lives. And whereas the current epidemic of opioid and other substance use in the state increases the risk of transmission, and these viruses that are spread primarily intravenously, inclusive to intranasal drug use, contact with an infected person's blood, and unprotected sex. And whereas the CDC recommends hepatitis B and C screening for all individuals 18 and above and pregnant women and routine vaccination against hepatitis A and B for at-risk populations, and all people born in regions of the world where HBV is commonly screened for hepatitis B viruses. And whereas Monarch Health Services, in partnership with the Florida Department of Health and the Palm Beach County, provides education to the public and professionals of hepatitis prevention, testing, and treatment for all persons living in chronic hepatitis. And whereas Hepatitis Awareness Month provides an opportunity to raise public awareness about the impact of hepatitis B and C in our communities and promote the importance of prevention, risk reduction, treating, testing, and treatment. Now, therefore, it is finally resolved that I, Ronnie L. Felder, Mayor of the City of Riviera Beach, Palm Beach County, by the power invested in me by the residents of Riviera Beach, do hereby proclaim the month of May as Hepatitis Awareness Month. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the City of Riviera Beach to be fixed on the 4th day of May, 2022 AD.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Item 5E.
Graduation ceremony for the Citizens Leadership Academy. Madam Chair, members of the board, we do not have public comment cards on this item. The acceptance of public comment cards on this item is now closed.
All right, Mr. Evans.
Madam Chair and members of the board, if I can have Ms. Nicole Rodriguez, the Public Information Officer for the City of Riviera Beach, make this presentation.
I thought she was pushing a baby stroller.
Mr. Mayor, Madam Chair, City Council. So I'm here to do a mini graduation for our CLA class. I feel a little like Santa Claus with this the goodie bags that we have, but so the background is the Citizens Leadership Academy is a free program aimed at educating Riviera Beach community about city operations while building a bridge between citizens and the government. So by doing so, we believe we're equipping tomorrow's leaders today. We had about 19 participants, so we'll be handing out certificates and goodie bags with city-branded merchandise. And we also plan on doing a special event later on for postgraduates. Is Teresa Shannon here? Some of them might not be in attendance. Regis Frazier. Sherelle Golden. Darnell Cruz. I'll try to go quickly. Jeff Sherrills. Linda Smith. Next, we have Sarita Fan. Or Fan, I'm not sure. Richard Brown. Diane Lewis. Bernice Courtney. Monique Fouché. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Teresa Shannon.
She is, I think she was your first one you called. You called her already.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. So she gets 2 bags.
John Hurt. Teresa McCrae. Delphina Danzig. Trisha Williams. Miss Anna. Migdalia Rodan. Shari Mays. Okay, so that's all we have. Thank you for your patience. So we'll get a group photo, but we have a brief award ceremony. The group actually voted for their favorite speakers and best department presentation, and it's a very fierce competition from what I heard. So I have to pull it up on my phone so I don't mess this up, because I know bragging rights are fierce. So well done. Okay, so we'll go with third place speaker. Third place speaker this year goes to City Manager Mr. Evans.
This is the last year we're doing the program. And this is Nicole's last day as well. Just kidding.
This is the first year we did third place. Okay, so second place speaker that the class voted on. Second place goes to Chief Curd.
Don't take that fire truck back.
And our first place best presenter goes to Miss Deirdre Jacobs. Congratulations. I'm fired. Congratulations.
Thank you. Wow, this is truly amazing. I hope I have a job tomorrow. I didn't think the day would ever come where I would beat out Chief Curd or even Mr. Evans. So maybe we should switch trophies. I don't know. Thank you all.
And we have one more for best department presentation, and that goes to the Utility Special District.
Whoa. Mr. Lowe.
That's always,
I just say thank you to everyone. Bit of a surprise.
So that concludes the ceremony. I'd love for you all to come up and take a picture with the class, and then we'll get a picture also with the speakers'
Madam Chair.
awards.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Ms. Botel.
Just a word. You gave a lovely description of what the program is. The one thing that you neglected to say was it was originated, I think, 5 years ago by Chair Miller Anderson. And I think I was in the first class before I even got elected, and it really taught me so much about city government and introduced me to all the departments. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. I'm sure everyone standing there would encourage their neighbors and friends to take it the first opportunity they have. So thank you, Ms. Miller Anderson, for initiating it.
All right.
We actually have a couple students that did want to speak.
Okay.
I know you guys volunteered in the email.
Come on up.
Nobody?
They're not here?
They're not here.
Mr. Sherrills?
Oh, okay, here we go.
One brave soul.
Yeah, I'll speak. But thank you for council for
supporting this program. I didn't, at the beginning, didn't know what to expect, but I tell you, when I look at faces around here, Council Wynn, of course, my man, Mr. Evans, Ms. Jacobs, City Clerk, I mean, I could put a name with a face, but these 20-minute presentations, that on average, were awesome. And it really sort of captures, I think, in the class, the questions this great group of people that I had the opportunity to be a part of this class, this cohort, the questions were fascinating when you start talking about city government. We take for granted that we literally have privilege when we get this kind of information. I mean, really get to understand how these departments work, put a name with a face, and all of the hard work that this city is doing is sort of captured through these public servants like yourself and staff. So I really enjoyed it. I will say that that the presentations were not necessarily presenter-centered. They were on, we talked about ideas. We talked about how we could support the city in terms of moving forward, and I truly appreciated the opportunity. And I look forward to it. Please keep the program going. If you can expand it to have more individuals be a part of this great program. And last, I wouldn't be remiss by not saying Happy Teacher Appreciation Week for all educators out there.
And I just want to say thank you to my colleagues for continuing to fund it in our budget, and then also Mr. Evans and staff, department chairs, Nicole, everyone that was involved, as well as those who participated. As Dr. Botel stated earlier, several years ago, I did start this particular program, and I think I've shared this numerous times, but I wanted to make sure that it was continued even beyond me being here in the city on the dais, and so, because it's very important. So now I'm sure they told you all, what you have to do now is get on some advisory boards or run for office or do something. You can't just take this and run and we don't see you anymore. So that was the whole purpose in providing this class. And I know we haven't done it in the last couple of years, but having children, because when I did it the first couple of years, we did have teens that were involved from middle school and high school. So we want to get those those children early so that they're able to see how their government works as well. But I just want to thank everybody who was involved for continuing the program, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. And hopefully the next time it'll be back in person, because it's really exciting when it's in person. So thank you all so much. All right, I think they want us back up.
And now we can get one of the speakers and the council, the winners. Thank you all.
All right, Madam Clerk, item 10A.
Item number 10A, resolution number 066-22, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Riviera Beach, Palm Beach County, Florida, authorizing city administration to undertake all measures necessary to implement the establishment of a security plan, setting forth rules of engagement to be followed during meetings of the governing body, as recommended by the interim police chief concerning the safety of residents and visitors, as well as elected body and city staff, so as to protect their welfare during public meetings and provide an effective date. Madam Chair, members of the board, we do have public comment on this item. The acceptance of public comments on this item is now closed.
So moved.
Second.
All right. So this is an item that I did request that we take a look at and have the board participate in this and give your feedback on just making sure that we're all safe. You know, the times that we're living in these days, you know, it just can't be too lax about things. And so I thought it was very important that we brought this to the board and the public. We have this on the public side, so when the public wants to attend the meetings, they do have to go through some sort of process to ensure that we don't have anyone bringing any weapons or anything into the chamber, what we consider our chamber, now the event center. There was a couple meetings ago where we did have some situations out there that, you know, was very alarming once I found out about it, and I'm sure it impacted many of you as well. But we just want to make sure that on all entrances, which are just mainly where the public comes in the back where the elected officials come in, we want to make sure that we have something in place that everyone is aware of so that we can get in our meetings and go home to our families in a safe manner. So what you have before you is a proposed security plan that would outline what it is that is to happen in terms of everyone coming into the building. This is no different than when we go to other municipalities, as well as going to the courthouse, going through airport security. This day and age, we must make sure that we have some sort of plan that is in place where everyone is very clear on what the expectations are. Now, for many years at City Hall, we've had the security metal detector set up for everyone to go through when you come to the meetings or when you just come there to pay your water bill or just visit City Hall, period. When we moved over to the event center, we did make sure that we had it at the front where our public comes in, but as we know, we wound up changing our seating arrangement when we did have a situation that occurred in the event center maybe a year or two ago. That's when we initially were sitting on this end of the building. So we went through a change in our safety security area, so we were placed on this side. And I think this part here would just make it a little more tighter to make sure that we all are safe in the building. So I've kind of shared with you where this comes from, so I want to go with the public comment, and then we'll come back for you all to provide your comments. Madam Clerk?
Fane, Lozman, Doretta Polk, Cindy Mark.
Fane Lozman, Riviera Beach. I have no problem with the new security measures in this building. Where I've had issues believe it or not, I never had an issue in the parking lot at the City Hall complex where the police department was, the old City Hall. But I've had issues leaving the meeting in this facility 2 times. And I think there's coverage for when the elected officials leave in the back by a police officer, but if you have extra police officers checking when you come in the building, there needs to be, those same officers need to go out into the parking lot and wait till the public departs, in addition to maintaining security for you when you depart in the back of the building. That would be my only addition to the plan. The plan is fine, but I think it needs to cover the egress of the participants in the meeting to include the public.
Thank you.
Doretta Polk, Cindy March, Mary Bram.
Good evening. My name is Doretta Polk. I'm a citizen of Riviera Beach. And while I do find there is a problem, if each and every one of us coming through any doors, especially if the council people are coming through this door, metal detector should be there. Everyone should come through the metal detector. Everyone. We need to be safe. The climate of the world is very dangerous now. We all need to be safe. We all need to do things the right way. And also, there was an issue saying that concerning the policy of the CRA, and the attorney was going to look it up about the bylaws. If there is a problem with the bylaws, I suggested each and every one of you all change it so everyone would be safe. I'm glad we have a police there. We need them all over this place. If someone is carrying a weapon, if they're carrying a weapon, Ms. Park feels like she need to carry a weapon. And I definitely know how to use my weapon. We all have to be safe in here. And no one is above the law. No one. You couldn't go down to Palm Beach County, the courthouse, and think you could enter without going through a metal detector. Let's be safe in here. Let's be safe in here. Please, let's be safe. And let's enact this and let this metal detector be plugged back in and everybody go through it. Everybody. Because the climate, I'm telling you, in this city, what's going on, in every city, we have to be safe. We have to be protected in here. Because if anything goes on and there's a massacre in here, that person is going to be deemed to be insane, be put in a mental institution, and have 3 square meals and snacks while we are 6 feet under. We have to be safe. And everybody coming through any door go through a metal detector. Everybody. No one is beyond the call of the law. No one. No one. And let's just be safe. Let's just be safe. And I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cindy March, Mary Bram.
If you all implement that rule, my thing is just make sure when you set a rule, you set it for everybody.
1 second, please. Is that someone's phone? Okay. Thank you. I'll give you about 5 more seconds once it goes out.
It's okay to implement a rule, but when you implement the rule, make sure it's set for everybody. Because I have been coming to meetings for over 30 years, and you have to be careful. You know, you're going to respect the police. I'm going to always respect the officer of law, because if I get in trouble or need to get out of trouble or get into trouble, I'm calling 911 first. So I'm going to respect them 24 hours. But I have been to meetings, and the person is deceased now, and she had a lawsuit because the way they ambushed her and injured her. So don't pick and choose who you want the officer to go after because you're the chairperson or you're the council person, because you'll end up with a lawsuit. And you all have too many lawsuits on your hands anyway. And you know your tongue is your worst weapon. You all need to know what decorum is. When you're talking about having decorum, that's for everybody. You can't get up here and think you can say anything to anybody and can't nobody retaliate or say something back to you, then you're scared for your life. You know, the tongue is your worst weapon. And I know everybody needs to be safe, and know everybody is not mentally ill, okay? But you all have a lot of personal fidelis going on. You all be the same ones, get on social media, and then when somebody calls you out in a meeting, we got to be the troubleshooters. It doesn't work that way. Not with me. Because what I say once, I'm going to say twice. But on the other hand, I'm going to respect everybody. And I want the same amount of respect. I don't care who has to come. I can come through these metal detectors 10 times. But you're going to respect me.
Thank you.
Mary Graham.
Good afternoon. Can you
Good
hear me?
evening.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me? I'm going to say, what's good for the geese is good for the gander. Every checkpoint from north, south, east, and west. See, Ms. Brown does not play this favoritism stuff. I love you, I chastise you, and when you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm still throwing my arms around you, uplifting you, encouraging you. Because the majority of this board sit here. Some of you came up under Mr. And Mr. McCoy, yes, I am fond of Mr. McCoy. He came up. He came up. I know what he can do. He knows what he can do too. So see, that's why the elders do what they do. We set those courses so that they would come along. And when their generation comes along, we have standards. A couple years ago, we did set some rules and regulations in for decorum. What is a stickler here is whether or not you're going to heed to it. It's time out for this. It's long overdue. We must stick to the procedures and the rules and regulations no matter what. If they affect Ms. Brown will abide. That goes for the board as well as we as the general public. Ms. Brown always come here to do business. I'm tired of all of this here air stuff. I travel all over the counties and stuff, and our meetings here are horrendous. They tell me how awful as elected officials and residents we are. But you know what I tell them? We are better than that. And we're going to clean up our act because we're moving on. But it's up to you as a board. If you put these things in place, stay with them. Because too many times you deviate. What's good for one, like I said, what's good for the geese is good for the gander. And we're all ganders here. And we're all geese here. So if we're going to put these in place, Ms. Brown has been around here a long, long time. And some of these meetings here has been totally disturbing. We will not go after Mr. Evans. We will not go after the council people. And we will not go after the residents. We get 3 minutes. We expect to stand here and govern ourselves like men and women, and not boys and girls or little kids on the playground that cannot have their way. This is no highway here. This is business. And from now on, I wish that we conduct business and we stick to these rules and regulations that you all are voting on because it's long overdue. Follow them.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, that concludes public comments.
All right. Any questions or comment?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Ms. Nguyen, so this resolution, and I want to make sure I'm clear on this so we can get clarity. It seems to be a little convoluted. Are we adopting a resolution authorizing administration to implement a security plan, Because the title specifically that was read by the clerk says just that we're authorizing a resolution authorizing the manager. But the last whereas clause suggests that we're actually authorizing the plan itself.
Right. I think they read the same. They both say to implement the security plan, and the security plan is attached. Authorizing city administration in the title to undertake all measures necessary to implement the plan. And then in the body of the resolution, authorizing the city administration in cooperation with the police to administer, implement, and enforce the plan.
Okay, so any modifications to the plan comes back before the board?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
So if that's true, any modifications to the plan come back before the board, or is that captured in the any and all necessary steps that's in the whereas or in the title?
I think it has to come back before the council.
So specifically, why do you have language that says city administration to undertake all measures necessary? So if there's some measures necessary, would that be done administratively or by the board?
It would be done administratively. So I'll give you, for instance, perhaps administration directs the police to train or let the security company know what the process will be. That doesn't have to come back before the board. That's something that administration can handle.
So what
That's
do we
the implementation?
Okay, so what were we operating under before then if we're adopting this now? Excuse me, Mayor.
I don't believe we had a security plan before.
So the personnel that's out here, what were they operating under, what authority? They were just here?
I'm assuming it's under the authority, the security officers operate under the authority of the contract and whatever that entails. And
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
So I guess more specifically, did they have the explicit authority to do what we're being asked to authorize now?
I don't know that answer.
So who would?
Whoever administers that contract, I believe, perhaps
Well,
police. I'm not sure.
but we're in the meeting now, and I guess somebody can answer, or don't know is fine too.
Right. I don't know.
Mr. Evans?
Councilperson, if you can repeat the question again.
So what authority have we been operating under if we're now adopting or authorizing this security plan? What authorization have they been using before? Because obviously, it creates a different standard. And, specifically, I like one thing that this is actually drafted that almost mirrors the statute that speaks to specifically governing bodies where you are prohibited from carrying, restricted items. But what gave them the authority prior to the adoption of this?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Go ahead.
With respect to the security guards, there have been, especially when we moved into this building, there has been briefings with law enforcement and security personnel as to what the expectations were related to security in this particular space, no different than the security at 1481 as well as security at the City Hall campus. So there is conversations and verbal conversations that have happened with security personnel as to when we relocated the location and which place was the place in which we would provide the venue for the meetings of the board. So those are conversations we've had with the provider.
Okay, so specifically, police role is what in this plan?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Go ahead.
Police role in this plan is really from a observer standpoint. Obviously, the security entity assumes the responsibility with regards to securing it, but PD has an exterior component as well as some interior components as it relates to security elements. They also provide us input as to what are some best practices to secure a facility. So there is conversations and discussions on things that the security provider needs to know and where law enforcement's roles and responsibility starts and stops.
Okay, follow up.
Go ahead.
So that's perfect, Mr. Evans, because that's exactly where I'm going. So this is great that you would do this at a meeting. So what happens when you have city staff and personnel and CRA staff and personnel that's moving throughout this building all day prior or days ahead of the meeting? I mean, is there going to be some overall security I guess, screening for the building prior to the day of the meeting?
Madam Chair, if I may?
Go ahead.
Yes, our intent would be to lock down those spaces and to make sure those spaces are swept, and staff would have to comply with the same process and protocols everyone else would. So in a situation whereby an employee enters this particular space and vacates the space, they would have to go through the security screening protocols again. There is also places where we would look for areas that are not commonly utilized to make sure that we do the appropriate checks in places to make sure that the facility is closed off and secured.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Mr. Evans, you just said that the plan is to secure the space when we're not within meetings as well as when we're in the governing body is convening. Is that correct?
Madam Chair, if I may?
Yes, go ahead.
It would be to secure the space prior to the meetings of the governing body.
So the security plan is only going to be impacting of meetings of the governing body. So if we're, being that this is used as an event space, we're having weddings or receptions or anything else being used in the space, this is not going to be the same security plan, correct?
That is correct. The same rules that are currently in place would apply. So this security plan only speaks to the meetings of the governing body and the places where the governing body is conducting official city business. So
Okay.
events and programs, those will continue as normal.
Okay, I guess I was confused in regards to the response. And so I guess the follow-up to that would be our interim police chief is the one that came up with the security plan?
Madam Chair, if I may?
Go ahead.
The interim police chief did extensive research with regards to what other entities are doing, as well as assisted with getting the appropriate signage, looking at this particular site. So he has an intimate knowledge about the plan and was providing us with some insight and guidance as the plan was drafted.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Anyone else? All right, Madam Clerk.
Councilperson Lawson.
Yes.
Councilperson McCoy.
Yes.
Councilperson Botel.
Yes.
Pro Tem Lanier.
Yes.
Chair Miller Anderson.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, item 10B.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Do we want to go?
I'm sorry, public comment? It's 7:36. Thank you so much. Hold on a minute. Please be reminded, the City Council has adopted rules of decorum, public conduct during official meetings, which has been posted at the front desk. In an effort to preserve order, if any of the rules are not adhered to, the council chair may have any disruptive speaker or attendee removed from the podium, from the meeting and/or building if necessary. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Public comments shall begin at 7:30 unless there is no further business of the City Council, in which event it shall begin sooner. In addition, if any item is considered at 7:30 p.m., then the comments from the public shall begin immediately after the item has been concluded. And you do have 3 minutes. Madam Clerk?
Madam Chair, members of the board, the acceptance of public comment cards on this, at this time is now closed. Thane Lozman, Cindy March, Bessie Brown.
Thane Lozman. I must say I'm disappointed, Ms. Miller Anderson. Historically, the chairperson position rotates from council member to council member to council member. There's now been 3 women or 4 women in a row in that position. That's not the way it works in North Bay Village. That's not the way it worked here when I came here. Okay, you are all colluding, Botel, Lanier, and Miller Anderson, to make sure the 3 of you keep having the position and you're freezing out Travis McCoy and Lawson, and that should not go that way. You talk about feminism, you guys do not run the city. Botel runs the city, we all know that. But the 3 of you should not be taking the chairperson. So Mayor, I'm going to put it in your hands. I want you to put on the ballot in November that the same chairperson cannot be chairperson unless 4 years have gone by. Okay? What's happening to Lawson and McCoy is shameful, and that needs to stop. Now, yesterday, I won a case against Kant, the corrupt former development director. I put him on the witness stand. I was able to break him in cross-examination. He was just a lying piece of garbage. And The two state attorneys, you could see how they were shocked. They didn't do their due diligence. That Botel, your little relationship with Ehrenberg, we know all about it, lady. And the judge granted my a judgment for acquittal. I didn't even have to put my case on. It was on Channel 5, in the Palm Beach Post. Just another embarrassing episode for the city of River Beach, for the prior police chief. Prior police chief, not the current guy, prior police chief should have put an end to that. You know, the prior police chief and even the city manager is run by Botel. Well, Botel, a lot's going on the federal side, lady. I'm looking forward to see what comes down the road. Anyway, in November, we talked about Judgment Day with little Botel and Lanier and Gashama Miller's game plan for the lagoon. Federal Judge Middlebrooks has set my taking case for trial in November. We talked about Judgment Day from downzoning the property. This November is going to be the largest regulatory taking case in Florida history. That is a very big deal, Mayor Felder. Maybe you need to do some research and see what is the liability for the West Side. What is going on here? Are you aware of what's going on in that federal court file? Have you bothered to go look at it? You should take a long, hard look at it. Finally, I want to point out another lawsuit over the fence. If you guys raise your right hand to file a Florida statute 7002. Look it up, Mayor. 7002 gives you the right to exclude others from your property. Like you said when you visited, I have a right to a fence, but Botel and her BS is stopping that from happening. Go take a look at Florida statute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cindy March, Bessie Brown, Danielle Underwood,
All right, Fane Lowe's don't need to chili the team, but congrats, because enough is enough already. You all say we're moving this city forward. We need to do better. We have too many, as I keep reiterating when I come to this podium, we have too many personal bedellos, too many, and we're not getting anything done. The infrastructure, and Evans, Mr. Evans, can you please answer my question before 11 or 12 o'clock tonight? When are you all going to ride on the south side, on the west side, on 1st Street, and see how deplorable these roads are all over? Not just giving money to Singer Island on the bridge. I go up under that bridge every Saturday and Sunday to meet with my sisters and just have some me time and we time together. And coming over that bridge, I don't know where y'all paid this $1 million at for infrastructure, but they got big sinkholes on top of that bridge. It's utterly ridiculous. You know, he's right, and I must say, I don't have a personal vendetta with Botel, but Botel has ran this city for the last 3 years or more. Enough is enough. We are somebody. I said over and over again, we better than vegetables. We better than toys. We better than free school supplies. We have been free long time ago. We need to stick together with unity. It's not I, and me. What happened to we? We have to stop. It's an embarrassment. And I would like to know what is going on with this last election. I still haven't gotten the answer I want to hear. Why did the sheriff department come to the city to pick up some ballots at 5:55? Who sent him there? And why? And that's why this district number 3 seat is up and corrupt. It's corrupt. It has been nothing but voter suppression. So you all need to find out and give me an answer, please. I ask nicely, and I want an answer because I deserve an answer, because I goes out and get into good trouble. And I'm just not going to let things be snatched because y'all think y'all can do what you want to do. It doesn't work that way.
Thank you.
Bessie Brown, Danielle Underwood,
Wait till you change the camera.
Danielle Underwood, Mary Bram, Tiffany Jones.
Good evening, Board, Mayor, City Manager. My name is Danielle. Tonight I'd like to know why the Riviera Beach PD is not accredited after all these years that they've been functioning with no accountability. Are the taxpayers even aware that the PD is not accredited? Do you all even know what it means and entails of being accredited? Under your last two police chiefs, nothing was ever done about becoming accredited. I'm hoping that now that you have somebody that's more responsible as acting chief, we're going to be able to move toward accreditation. Accreditation is a systematic internal review of policies and procedures, training, and operations, all of which are measured against an accredited body standards manual to prove compliance. Accreditation is where agencies operate within a specific set of standards, state and nationally recognized and/or best practices. These standards and regulations then become manuals to follow and abide by. It requires agencies to assess high liability areas, provide more officer training, in which we all know is needed here in Riviera Beach, hold officers accountable to policy and training compliance, and it promotes transparency to the general public. It overall fosters a culture of accountability. When they enroll, they are committed to excellence in leadership, resource management, and the delivery of services. They're guided by the accreditation program that they are enrolled in. To maintain and improve the compliance, the agencies develop policies and training accountability and high liability such as arrest, vehicle pursuits, vehicle operation, critical incident response, use of force, etc. They also do personal management and evidence handling. Now, as a citizen, you all should be asking yourselves, why have all these years passed and the Riviera Beach Police Department not be accredited? With your tax dollars being paid, shouldn't they be accredited and provide to you the best practices at a national level? Why have they avoided the accreditation? Is it to continue the corruption that they've had in the past years? I hope with the new acting chief, they will look into becoming accredited and be better for the Riviera Beach Police Department, for the citizens, the taxpayers, and the visitors. Everybody deserves better. I see that you guys talk about security and safety measures and all these other different things that are going on. We, the public, need to feel secure and safe also. I've had a situation where I wasn't secure and safe in the city of Riviera Beach PD. It's not one, it's for everybody. It seems that you guys brought this up, that you want to feel secure and safe more or less for the safety of you guys. What about us? I mean, it's like a bunch of daycare children up there. Everybody had to change their seats because who doesn't want to sit next to who and who doesn't want to work with who? If we're going to talk about rules of decorum, why are we moving people's seats because we're not adult enough to sit next to somebody that might be a little bit, just talking in a manner that you don't like or whatever? I mean, it's completely childish. If you think the people on this side don't see what you're doing on that side, you've got another thing coming.
Thank you for your comments.
Mary Bram, Tiffany Jones, J.B. Dixon.
Here, Bram, Riviera Beach. I'm going to try to run through some things, and I want you all to keep up with me now, okay? Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers, because we are the earth that bears the fruit. And this is why we're here, because of the mothers. So congratulations. Congratulations to the mayor as well as Sam Brown for their leadership, being awarded that tremendous accolade for their leadership, being nominated the leadership of the Common Board throughout. So congratulations, Mayor Fielder as well as Sam Brown. Condolences to Frank Cooper, who has lost his mother, and we know that Frank, they are pillars in this community. Mayor B. Brown, his mom, passed away. And Ben Smith, and all of that family, Doug and all of them, we say sorry and condolences. His mother was one of those professionals down at Jackson Memorial Hospital, and they were pillars. They were Deacon and Mother Cooper children. So we say, Christopher Anderson, thank you for that beautiful celebration. 91 years old. What a time to celebrate her. We had a marvelous time. It was absolutely wonderful. Kudos to you. Earth Day. Earth Day. The Riviera Beach Heights and Urban Garden, we had it going on. See, Ms. Brown got pictures here. And Ms. Brown was over there, and we seeded. We seeded over there. And now they're growing. Ms. Brown have the pictures here. So we can have plenty of food. Urban Farm. We just had it going on in here for Earth Day. So kudos to this city. The Vegan Festival on yesterday, on Sunday. Marvelous, marvelous. Yoga conch fritter battle. Marvelous, marvelous. Amherst Enhance Your Body. That's Emma Bates' daughter. And her granddaughter, entrepreneurs. Jennifer Craft Products. Busy L&E Busy Bee. Wonderful. Juicy Delicious. Wonderful. Ms. Brown patronized every last one of these vendors. And you all have to do the same thing too. And the Tiki Market, we want to keep that. See this $5 here? That earns you a ride out on the board. It'll pay for your food and everything. So we want to keep that. And I cannot forget Positive Vibe, Champ. All of those vendors there, they were absolutely marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. Now I'm going to put a bug on you all. You all better listen to Ms. Brown here, because we would do a uprising in this city. Over at Azuri Estates, they want to put some warehouses over there and have diesel fuel in that place there from the front and back. You will not contaminate our city.
Thank
Better
you.
come forward here.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Because Ms. Brown would not be playing. I got
Who's
your
next?
list of who donated to you too. So
Thank you.
Tiffany Jones, J.B. Dixon.
I didn't hear you said Ms. Jones and who else?
Tiffany Jones and J.B. Dixon.
Okay.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Tiffany Jones. I'm a resident here in the city of Riviera Beach. Last week I did not get up and say anything. Congratulations to everyone that won their seats in the election. I just congratulate you and me and you all. I have a couple quick things that I just want to hit on. I am 39 years old, so I pay attention to social media a lot. My issue with what I see going on here is as officials, and it's not directed at any of you personally, it's just what I see. If you are an elected official, we have put our trust in you. We voted for you. The company that you allow to stain your name goes before you. So before you even show up, we see what your circle looks like. And it's just baffling